Hello, and thank you so much for clicking on this video. It means a lot to me just for you watching it. It really does. I've said this 3 times throughout the video. I'm so sorry about that. But please like, comment, subscribe, um, and join the Discord that is in the link below. It is a fresh Discord just started for this project. And I really hope to keep you guys updated about upcoming events, live streams I'm going to be having. There's a lot of things going on. Not everything is covered in this video, so stay tuned because it is coming and it is coming quick. A lot of things planned this month. I don't go through everything. This video is just like a excuse me. Ooh, I can't talk. A very rough generalization of what the game is, the current state, the future plans, and the Discord. I say that like 3 times, so 5 times now. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Thank you again so much just for clicking on the video. Let's begin. So, what is this game we're working on? This is Card Guard. At least that is the placeholder name for it until, we think of a better name. Card Guard essentially is a game where you use cards as magazines for your gun. Now that's not the only type of card. There are multiple other cards. But essentially that is it. Is a first-person shooter where you use a deck of cards as weapons or utility versus other creatures. So yeah, without any further ado, let's get into the current state of the project. So, what is the current state of the project? The current state of the project is pretty simple. You have a very basic card system where you have a deck that is randomly generated in the start of the level. And you essentially draw an assortment of cards from that deck, and you can play those cards. Um, the couple different card types is the bullet cards, the bullet effect cards, and then the utility cards. Also, in the background, you see that I am currently playing the wave base mode. The wave base mode is just so I can really test out the playability of cards, get a feel for it to see if the pacing could be accurate, and whatnot. And you may only see one, no, you see two enemies where you see the baby titans and then the titan as a quote unquote boss. There more will be added, but yeah, that is essentially what I currently have in terms of the deck and the gameplay loop. Gameplay loop pretty simple. I'll just run through that real quick. Essentially, you start, you gain your cards, deal damage to enemies, you gain points, and depending on the type of point you get, will allow you to purchase card packs, which give you up to 3 cards per pack currently. Um, so yeah, so this is essentially a quote unquote prototype, a very dumbed down prototype of full game concept. Many things are going to be changing throughout the process of making this game. Many things are going to be edited in, edited out, and so on and so forth. So, yeah, let's talk about, I guess, kind of a little bit of how I came up with this project. And then we're gonna get into the what is gonna happen next, and then a little something extra at the end. So yeah, please like, subscribe if you enjoyed this project. Please let me know in the comments. Like, subscribe, and also get this, we have a Discord channel that just went live as of the night of the recording of this video. So I'll be sure to include the link in the description so you can keep up with all the updates I'm gonna have for this game. I really hope you guys enjoy the rest of this video. So yeah, I kind of threw that in the middle of me recording, but yeah, let's go into how I got here. So how I got here was a little interesting, I guess. I'm not going to show any progress, just going to continue to show the one gameplay video because I have about 30 minutes of footage, and I realized as of me talking, I've only got about 3 to 4 minutes of talking in. So I'm just gonna keep playing from the same video in the background. So how I started, it was originally started as the idea, and I had a pack of Uno cards in my hand. And I was just sitting at a family auction, or not auction, excuse me, a family gathering, and I just thought with a deck of Uno cards in my hand, like, hey, if I draw a card, let's see what card I get. And I drew a card, and it was, I think, the number 5 card, something like that. Um, and with that number 5 card, I thought, huh, it would be really cool if I could, like, put this card into a gun and then use that gun to shoot monsters. And I was like, yeah, that would be a really cool mechanic. And I just kind of thought about that mechanic for a week. Not necessarily how to put it together, but kind of just like how it could work, kind of how different like ammo types, um different types of not just ammo, but different types of utility cards, stuff like that. And eventually I came to what I currently have today, at least written on paper. I really didn't write too much, but essentially the idea was there, bullet cards, bullet effect cards, and then utility cards. So yeah, that was the essential idea, and you would just load into your gun, or you would use a utility to play an effect, and essentially the bullet effect cards would be the bridge between the two. They would do both. Uh, Not only did I think of that as well, I also thought, well, this game would be cool. I just don't want to do just a survival loop. Granted, I did end up doing that. I did a survival loop, and it took me quite a little bit more time than I would like to get the survival wave-based system running. I've done survival wave-based systems before in previous projects, that I have not recorded, but I did one to a different scale. I tried to compact it all into like one blueprint, and it works. Um, and yeah, all I can say is that it works. The survival wasn't that hard to implement, and I didn't want to do that. I will actually have a story to this game. It's not just gonna be a game where it's a survival base only. The goal is to eventually to come down with a very in-depth story. The story idea is there. The general idea is there. I haven't started the actual dive into the story yet because I wanted to make sure that this was a game that people would be invested in, before I dug too deep into it. So I took about probably after a week of contemplating if I'd even start this, I decided to go ahead and just code a very base rough draft like prototype. So I did. I created a very small prototype. I actually still have two copies of my original prototype saved to my computer. Um, that I sent out to my brother, my family. I sent that to them, and they tried it out for me, and they said honestly that this was a decent idea, and I should expand on it. So I did. It may not look like it, but I just added essentially two basic maps with this next build. The one map that you're currently looking at is the survival, like this survival test map, just to kind of showcase what this project could be, to really get people invested in it, and just at least getting eyes on it. I do plan on working more in terms of the story because the next part is going to be, well, I'll talk about that later. Um, yeah. So yeah. Anywho, that's the current state, or that was how I kind of led up to being where I'm at now. I started with the idea, created a small prototype, and then created the wave-based system. And yeah, now let's talk about where we're going to from there. Here, I guess, from here. Um, yeah, so what is next? Essentially, what is next? What's next is going to be the implementation of a few different things. I'm gonna, of course, add more cards to the game. You already see that there are some cards that have default logos. I'm getting those I'm getting those created. The card art's being made. I will be possibly redesigning the card UI to look a little cleaner, a little better. So by the way, if you like have any ideas for anything in this game, feel free to put them down in the link below, or again, check the Discord. Or not, excuse me. Yeah, check the Discord in the link below, and then comment or comment, like and comment what you'd like about the game and whatnot. Anyways, now that I've done said that twice, I got some more card art coming in by some, probably if it's about the same time as my last card art within the next week or two. And I'm gonna be looking for getting some more enemy AI to add in there. Currently, most of the enemy AI is very basic. It's all in like blueprints, very basic, very dumbed down. They literally just go to you and attack. The boss AI, even though you don't see it, if as long as there's no trees or anything in the way, if you're too far away, after a certain point, they'll spawn another enemy. And I do plan on implementing a little bit more functionality into the boss, make them more interesting, and things like that. So things that like the different enemies, I'm gonna be adding probably hopefully 2 to 3 more. I don't know exactly what they're gonna be yet, but hopefully 2 to 3 more. Maximum 3, minimum of 2, hopefully. When it comes to cards, I'm hoping to add at least 4 to 5 within the next week. Not including like the ones with that need art, that's included. So like I think 3 of them need art, and then 2 of them I'm remaking completely from scratch. And then I'm adding a little bit different. I'm gonna be changing up a few of the current cards as well. Currently all of the weapons or all the bullet cards are currently line traces only. And I'll be swapping a few of them, such as for instance, Plasma Shot is going to actually be an actual projectile. And there's a reason for that, but I'll let you guys figure out why in the future. So hey, when I come back and look on this, you guys could be like, oh hey, for people who don't have the game, this is what he means by in the future. Anywho, um, yeah, so there's that. Within the next by the end of the month that this video is out, I plan on having at least like a rough draft of a tutorial by the end of this month. But before I can get the tutorial started, I'm going to be creating the deck building system. And this is going to be a system where you actually get to build a deck from your cards that you gain. So they won't automatically go into your deck. You're either going to go into a storage bin, basically, I'm going to say a quote unquote storage bin, and you're going to be able to create your own deck of cards to a certain maximum that you'll be able to take with you. And as you go throughout the world, you'll be able to, you know, update your deck, expand your deck, and do more with it. Currently, the only way to get cards that you already used, the only way to get them back is through the card revive. I do plan on having other ways to bring cards back in case you are low on cards, I plan on a couple of things. I have a couple of ideas written down. Um, Once I start getting alpha testers, once I get the tutorial built, I want to have alpha testers so that way they can come in, help me out on what I really need to narrow down on before I really focus on the looks of the game. I want to be sure that I get the whole prototype basically from a prototype to a very good alpha stage by the end of this month. And I think a good alpha stage would be a good dialed in tutorial that people could play and do. And then once you beat the tutorial, you're able to play the survival mode. That's kind of where I'm going with this. I have a very basic main menu, or yeah, I have a very, very basic main menu. It's only got like 3 buttons, quit, and then 2 levels on it. So yeah, there's that. Um, and yeah, that is my plans for the future. So what we covered was the game, the current state, the future plans. And yeah, sorry this was a little short. The gameplay I recorded was actually like twice as long as me just talking. And I hope you guys like enjoyed me talking about this game. It's a little nerve-wracking for me. I'm not used to having to talk this much, but I greatly appreciate you sticking it out all the way to the end. And for the third time, please like, subscribe, and join the Discord in the link below because I'm super excited about this game. And even if I only get one person who's also excited with me about this game, that's a big step for me. One person is better than nobody. If one person likes it, I know two will. So yeah, like, comment, subscribe to the channel, join the Discord so you guys can be updated on this game. I'm gonna do my best to at least post one video a week on the progress of this game, even if it's small things like small like updates such as UI fixes, stuff like that. I really do want to keep it like very updated because I want this project to be great for anyone who plays it. It may not be the best game, but it is gonna be like, it's gonna be our game, a game that I build for you guys. So yeah, I'm not gonna say it again. I'm not gonna say it again. But yeah, and also I would love to hear your guys' ideas for the game, what this game could be, could turn into. Thank you so much for watching. I greatly appreciate it. Bye bye.